my ankles hurt with shoes on my feet, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna see tomorrow. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. Then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. Dug a trench, used to bust my knuckles on a monkey wrench. I'd go to town and drink, give the girls a pinch, but I don't think they ever even noticed me. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. Then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. A fish and whistle, whistle and fish. Eat everything that I put on the dish. And when we get through, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do this again. On my very first job I said thank you and please. Made me scrub a parking lot down on my knees. Then I got fired for being scared of bees, and they only gave me 50 cents an hour. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. Then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven.
Smilyn High had been together for 14 months. They're playing down at the Majestic Inn. They play sort of a, well, maybe we should talk to them a little bit later about what they play. It's a sort of a nice country rock mixture. In fact, they play all kinds of things. They're a duo, and here they are, Smilyn High.
Taking some time to understand, even though I don't agree. But now I find that I'm looking back on how I used to be, unsure of what you really need, or where this road will end. And if the world has turned its back on you, I'll always be your friend. I've always got time to listen. Something is bringing you down, and I'm sure you'll agree wholeheartedly that no one looks good with a frown. If you're lonely sometime and you just need someone to help you to sort out your mind, if you're worried and need someone to care. You can leave all your problems behind, 'cause tonight you can sleep and tomorrow will keep. Just forget all those things on your mind. Got time to listen when something is bringing you down. I'm sure you'll agree wholeheartedly that no one looks good with a frown, with a frown.
Smilyn High, who you've just heard, are composed of Debbie-Lyne, who is on my far right, and Dave Guerin, who is sitting right next to me. Smilyn High, I was asking when I first heard the name how that was spelled. I thought Smile and High, Smilyn High, and it's not either one of them.
No, it's Smilyn and just an H-I.
Where did that come from?
Well,
Me.
the one with the teeth over it.
Yes.
Why?
And the high rather than the H-I-G-H, because it would
Well,
give the wrong
just-
impression, maybe, you know what I mean.
Because you're a nice, staid, conservative little duo.
We try.
No, where did it come? Just a name that you concocted?
Yeah.
And that was it. There's no neat story
Came home
behind
off the road and I said, this is what I've come up with. And that was it.
I think she went on drinking.
it. Yeah,
We
right.
came up with a
Came
few,
up
that's
with it,
true.
yeah.
That's probably one of the softer things you do. I mean, your act is composed of all sorts of different things, and when we were there the other night, we heard a lot of sort of soft rock country type things.
Yeah, a good variety of, there's Linda Ronstadt, the rockier Linda Ronstadt tunes, and some Guerin Lightfoot, there's the Doobie Brothers, and so on. We even throw in a
Supertramp as well. I
just
didn't
for
hear that.
Something to
Well,
mess them up.
if you're, yeah, right. If you're doing things like Supertramp, do you play more of the type of songs you like to play or hear, or do you rely on what your audience tells you?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the audience. If you try to keep the audience, try to please them, and that way you keep them in the room. And you also keep their attention, which is a very hard thing in a lounge, to keep someone's attention, being that there's so much going on.
But then we don't play anything also that we don't like, even if the audience does, so. Even if we get 1,000 requests for one song that we just totally can't stand, we'll never learn it.
Oh, is that right? Just because you...
Well, you can't, I think you're being dishonest with yourself to do a song that you just totally is on your black book, to do it and really try and put it across with some sort of feeling.
Mm-hmm. You have, well, I was going to comment first of all on your voice, which is very sort of husky and it's very different from a lot of the groups that you'll hear where the female voice is a very sort of high-pitched type of thing. It's just strange. I don't know that I want to ask you anything about it, but do you get many comments on that?
Well, like most people used to say that my talking voice is totally different than my singing voice.
Yeah,
but
when
at the same time, I do have a very low voice.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a cold or laryngitis or something.
No, we had a rough night last night.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, we played for the police grad. That was a wild party.
Yeah, good group of people, though.
Yeah.
Do you find that you've done a lot of traveling. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, too. And do you like doing the traveling bit on the road?
Yeah, it's interesting, meeting all the people, of course, and the towns you get to are, everyone's different. Everyone has its own personality. Not necessarily the clubs have their own personality, but each city does, what it offers as far as cultural things.
Where's the smallest town you've ever played?
Smallest town would have been
Pengerton.
either Pengerton or Apex, or two little...
Apex sounds like a real winner, yeah.
Well, yeah, they are. There are Eskimo villages on Baffin Island, and the population would be no more than 300 people.
Wow.
And that's when everybody's there. That's
Like
counting
wild
dogs and
musicians.
seals. It's those kind of towns are just amazing because.
Well,
Small.
what's the audience like? They must be super appreciative because I don't imagine they get that many groups in.
They don't.
It's a captive audience, so to speak, being on Baffin Island.
Yeah, where else are you going to go?
That's right.
You must be the only
That's right.
entertainment in town. I mean,
they don't go to the north end of the island for something to do because there is no north end. Longest road's 3 miles long. Can't drive too far, that's for sure.
You know, I'm the only one on this couch that can make the boys choir. You know? You're so low, your voice. You're
you
so
both
low,
are
and
have
I'm up
incredibly
here.
low voices.
Yeah.
It started out quite high. It was people
So did mine. I don't know what happened.
When
We
you were
had a
just a
voice
child.
change.
getting hit on the head had a lot to do with it. You know.
You're writing a lot of your own material. You're writing some of your own material. Do you incorporate a lot of that in your act?
Besides the one that we did, we not very often we put in our own original material because of it just doesn't have the full sound that it needs. Being that there's 2 instruments, we could, once we expand into a larger group, then we can afford to do those kind of things.
Well, you
Different
play.
sound.
You have a much fuller sound even in your nightclub thing. You call it a lounge act.
Yeah, right. With the equipment, we've adapted our equipment, our workable equipment, to the PA system and so on. Come up with a good blend.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps everything nice and even and good and full.
You've had about 14 months of playing lounges and things. Where do you go from here?
Well, we're going to be around town for a while.
Well, you're playing down in the Majestic for another week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about long range, though. What are you going to do? You're sort of undecided. You're maybe looking for a change?
Oh, I think so. I think hopefully within the next 2 years, for sure, we'll be getting out of lounges. We'll be getting into a bigger band and different, like the bigger rooms. Whether we go show or country rock is something we haven't decided what we're going to do yet. But
Why would you go if you went show? What are the pluses for becoming all of a sudden a duo that is playing a lot of the stuff you like to play and putting in a couple of your own things and really more for the music, although your act is very much more show than a lot of groups around town. You put on a good performance. What's the big thing about going to a show status?
I think that's me, though. I think here's your country rock boy, and I think here's your showgirl. I don't know. This is why we have. I don't.
The combination of the two, though, is not a conflict. It's
No,
more, you can blend the two, and we may, by some stroke of luck, come up with a new combination that, might possibly be saleable. Who knows?
Yeah?
Popeye
Compliment
sold.
each other, isn't that it? Yeah.
Are you playing in the City Stampede Week?
Yeah, we're going to be opening the new, as far as I know, we're opening the new Glenmore Inn.
Oh, super. Where is that?
Right at Glenmore and Ogden Road. Should be
Way
opening-
out there.
Yeah, boy, just
Of course,
country.
they're all way out there. Do you find that discos hurt you an awful lot in your rounds about town?
Not as a duo. Discos don't affect duos, only the bands, and it keeps the duos and singles and trios from expanding into a band. That's the only way it hinders us. But as far as a direct effect, nothing on us.
Well, it also breaks up the other bands into duos, too. That's where a lot of duos have come from, is because there's no work for them in the bigger sizes, so they're working into duos, too, and so it's made a large amount of duos in town, I think.
Debbie, Dave.
Competition.
Yeah, right. I'm getting my old wrap-up signal right down the other side there at Terry, so we've got to go. Listen, best of luck. I think we'll probably get down, Terry and I, if I can talk Terry into it, getting down to the Majestic and saying hi and hearing a complete set, because I think we heard 2 songs last time, and I've been down once before a couple months ago. Best of luck. Terry, say good night.
Good night, and stay tuned tomorrow for Elder Dark and Carol Mills.
Elder Dark and Carol Mills.
I
We've
remember
got you
it.
going.
It's incredible.
We'll be back tomorrow night. This has been Nightlife. Good night.